This is KGW News at noon.
And we have some breaking news. A plane crash just outside Harrisburg, Oregon. Linn County deputies say all 4 people aboard died. This happened just after 11 this morning. Investigators are already on scene. They're trying to figure out what went wrong. The plane went down in a field on Peoria Road. The sheriff is asking anybody who needs to drive in that area to find an alternate route. We do have a KGW crew on the way, and we will update you just as soon as we learn more. Well, there is lots more to get to this noon, including reaction to this. 59 missiles destroying a Syrian air base. President Trump's first major military action is sparking controversy, and so is the way his new pick for the Supreme Court just got confirmed, when Neil Gorsuch will get sworn in. But first, a windstorm tears through the Portland metro area. Thousands lose power just in time for the morning commute. And even if families got out of the house, downed trees blocked roads all around town. Hello, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. Thank you for joining us today. We do have live team coverage for you, starting off in Southeast Portland with Tim Gordon, who is at Reed College. And I know, Tim, crews there are scrambling to get the power back on.
Yeah, they are all over the metro area. And Brenda, the numbers are really astounding. More than 200,000 customers without power, with Washington and Clackamas counties leading the way with tens of thousands without power. In Multnomah County, it's about 15,000 without power. Now here at Reed College, they're working on a big tree, getting it off this dorm. You can see, wow, they're working on it right now to try and bring that down. They've got their work cut out for them. We saw problems all over the place this morning. We started at Southwest Taylor's Ferry between 4th and 6th. The road closed with a tree in the way, but otherwise no damage or power lines involved. Then we crossed into Southeast to check out this big cedar. A south wind gust knocked it over on Lexington Street. Neighbors put up the warning tape because a tree pulled power lines down.
I got the call to come help out at my sister's house, and so here I am.
Matt Stember rushed over to do what he could, and he noticed what we did. The power lines and a sturdy ornamental cherry kept the cedar tree from crushing a parked Toyota truck. It could have been worse.
Nobody got hurt, and the houses are intact. And one little Toyota is kind of undercover right now.
Smaller tree, just a big branch of one really, that did damage this man's car in Selwood. He'd been clearing it with a small saw. Just a block away, these arborists were using their tools to clear a windfall. And on Southeast Steel, it will be a while before you can get through. Another big one down. Also a problem, the MAX. There are service disruptions in places and everywhere delays. At the Tacoma Johnson Creek stop, James McNulty waited 25 minutes for a train, then gave up and called his wife.
I was like, honey, can you pick me up and give me a ride to work? And yeah, lo and behold, not 2 minutes after I had pulled the trigger on that, the train did show up.
Wow, what a windy day in Portland. And it is still gusting out here. We've had periods of heavy showers coming through as well. Real fun for these guys to be working in, trying to get this tree down here. Back to the power outages, though. PG says they're going to be having all their crews working throughout the weekend, bringing other crews in from other areas. This is a major outage event that they're dealing with. And they remind you, stay away from any lines that are down. Consider them hot. Brenda, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Tim. Neighbors in Beaverton are cleaning up after a massive wind burst brought 6 trees crashing down. KGW's Maggie Vespa is live there on Southwest Waxwing Way. Maggie, no one hurt in this?
Yeah, Brenda, everybody's kind of shocked by that, and you can see why. This scene behind us here, you might have seen in Portland today, neighbors were busy cleaning up. They had their own chainsaws out. They made a lot of progress. They had this pile of branches built up within about half an hour or so. We're going to walk down the sidewalk. City crews on scene now. One of the trees actually chopped up pretty efficiently here, but take a look at this root ball coming out of the ground. One of these trees pulled up by its roots, came crashing down on this house, or right in front of this house, I should say, across the street. And once again, city crews here now using their own chainsaws with this wood chipper truck here. But again, the big focus here, no major damage and no one was hurt. Take a look at some of the video that we shot earlier. Yeah, so as we said, neighbors got out there early and they worked throughout the morning. This is on Southwest Waxwing Way. It's near Nancy Riles Elementary School, which is one of the reasons why people wanted us out here so badly. Kids were getting ready to walk to school when these trees came crashing down. That was around 7:45 this morning. The family inside that house that the trees came crashing down in front of couldn't get their cars out, so they had to kind of climb out through the trees. They found a little bit of damage on the side of their house, but again, no major damage here, no injuries. That's their focus. Take a listen to some of the interviews that we shot with that family earlier.
All told, it could have been worse. Nothing really landed square on the house, but it was almost like a video game. It's like one tree after another. Get out of the way.
It was pretty cool, but my dog Finnegan, he was terrified since he's not brave.
Finnegan's not brave? How's Finnegan doing now?
Good.
And you still have to go to school?
Yeah.
Is that a little bit of a bummer? Would you rather stay home and watch all this?
No, not really.
You're okay going to school?
Because it's mac and cheese for lunch.
It's mac and cheese day. That's a big day. Yeah, Molly Clancy's got her priorities straight. So little Molly went off to school to have her mac and cheese. Unfortunately, the city crews from the city of Beaverton, not so lucky this morning. They and her parents have been here clearing the trees out from in front of her house. You can see they're making a lot of progress, but they've got a long way to go. So once again, guys, 6 trees down in this Beaverton neighborhood. No major damage here. No one hurt this morning. We're going to keep driving around throughout the area here in Washington County. We'll keep you posted on what we find. But for now, Brenda, back to you.
But definitely Molly was the bright spot. So cute. Glad everything is not any worse, Maggie. KGW viewers been sending us some really incredible photos and videos of what they're seeing. I want you to look at this one from Bull Mountain in Tigard. That giant tree just ripped apart, sending a huge chunk of it right through the upstairs window. And it's a similar scene in the Beaverton Aloha area. Gabriella Bailey sent in this one of a giant tree that fell through part of her roof. Oh, I'm sorry to see that. And look at this in Kaiser. Multiple trees came down on top of these homes and a car. We're told again here, fortunately, no one got hurt. And then finally, this shot from John Cruiser in Sherwood. His neighbor's trampoline got caught by the wind and then landed on somebody else's roof. If you have video or photos that you'd like to share, just tag them with the hashtag KGWWeather. Boy, I heard the wind, Brian, in Maggie's live shot. We're still seeing some gusts,
right.
But is it tapering off some?
Yeah, we're going to start seeing it taper off, generally easing, but we're not out of the woods yet, so definitely falling trees is still a risk. We just were able to set the Wells Fargo Skycam. Seems like every time we had that pointed in one direction, the winds would blow it back towards the roof, but things are looking good there. It's looking stormy from Cannon Beach, 53-mile-per-hour gusts of winds right now, and the seas are very high as well through this afternoon into the evening hours. We're looking at south winds, still pretty breezy out there, 25-mile-per-hour winds right now. South of the metro area, it's looking more like 30 mile per hour. And when we look at the gusts, so they might be fewer and farther between, but we might see some strong gusts into the afternoon. 43 mile per hour winds in Troutdale right now. A gust of 40 miles per hour within the last hour in Salem. Gusts into the mid 40s, low 50s on the coast. And surprisingly, really widespread. We're seeing 45 mile per hour gusts in Pendleton as well. So these south winds are just equal opportunity really across the state of Oregon and into Washington right now. I do think we've totally peaked as far as the strongest gusts that we will see today. Up a few thousand feet on the Coast Range, 90 mile per hour gusts have been recorded. Mount Hood, 86. In the metro area, we've gotten close to 55, 60 mile per hour gusts at times today. So the winds will ease generally, but there could still be a few strong gusts. And with this cold air coming in, we could see some thunderstorms firing up, and that could bring some gusty winds this afternoon as well. Brenda.
What a wild day. Brian, thanks for the update. We're tracking a developing story out of Longview. Investigators say a late-night fire has left a 3.5-year-old boy dead. As you can see from those pictures, the fire just tore through that house along 17th Avenue. This was just before 11:30 last night. Investigators say the fire was near the front door, blocking the best escape route. The family's mother, father, and a 2.5-year-old girl managed to escape, but they could not get the little boy. The boy's father is also in critical condition now. Did President Trump do the right thing or not? Some say attacking an airbase in Syria was necessary. Others believe he should have consulted Congress first. And all of this is happening during a two-day summit with China. NBC's Jay Gray takes us to the president's retreat in Florida.
First light reveals a Syrian airfield in ruins, the aftermath of a U.S. strike overnight. At least 59 Tomahawk missiles launched from U.S. warships in the Mediterranean, targeting the Sharat air base, where U.S. intelligence teams say Syrian President Bashar al-Assad initiated the use of deadly nerve gas, killing at least 100 civilians earlier this week.
There can be no dispute that Syria used banned chemical weapons, violated its obligations under the Chemical Weapons Convention.
President Trump approved the mission after discussing options with his military and national security teams from his Mar-a-Lago resort.
It's a signal that the President of the United States is listening carefully to the best national security team that I've seen.
The military action also signals a major shift in the mission of U.S. troops in the region, with the administration now clearly questioning and challenging Syrian leadership.
This morning, Bashar al-Assad and Vladimir Putin and Iran and others have a very different cost-benefit analysis.
The White House says leaders from across the globe are applauding the action, except for Russia, an ally of Syria, where officials have condemned the missile launch, calling it ineffective and unnecessary. President Trump will hear directly from Chinese President Xi Jinping as the leaders continue their bilateral summit here today. Jay Gray, NBC News, Palm Beach, Florida.
In Sweden, people on social media are sharing some frightening images from this morning's terror attack. This video shows smoke rising after a truck driver drove straight into a department store. 3 people died and 15 others are hurt, 9 of those seriously injured. It looks like the truck was stolen from a local beer company, but no one has claimed responsibility for that attack. President Trump's pick for the Supreme Court will get to work next week. The Senate confirmed Neil Gorsuch this morning. He becomes America's 113th Supreme Court justice, but his confirmation came without the supermajority mandate a nominee usually needs. Traditionally, 60 of the 100 senators have to confirm a nominee, but yesterday Republicans triggered the so-called nuclear option, sending him on with just a simple majority. Gorsuch will get sworn in on Monday.